Hey guys, it's HypnoMarc and welcome to this edition of Hypnosis Hangout. This is a special edition of Hypnosis Hangout. It's something I've been really hoping the opportunity would come about, and it did. Tonight, this edition is special because I'm going to share with you, with the help of Silvia Tiny Trancer Milone Martin, her first live comedy stage hypnosis show. Now, there's so much that goes on in the business of hypnosis that people think it just flows easily and there's, just nothing to it. But there's an amazing amount of preparation. There's an amazing amount of entertainment work that has to go on. There's an amazing amount of practice and feeling and thinking and preparation and marketing, and all of those things happen not by accident, but by design and hard work. And having the opportunity to share and get the feelings of a new hypnotist, someone who has not yet stepped out on that stage for the first time, that's special. And so I'm really grateful to Silvia. Let's introduce you to her. For those of you who don't know her, she's a sweetheart. I love her dearly. Silvia, say hello to the crowd.
Hi everybody. Thanks for joining us.
For many of you know, she is part of Richard's Angels. Silvia has a great story, and I'm sure we're going to get into that in a little while about what brought her to hypnosis. She's got a book coming out, hopefully by Christmas time we expect to see.
I'm hoping, yeah.
And that's called From Cancer to Trancer. That's part of her story. It's so much more than that. She is so much more than that story. And let's take a look at what's going on and why she came to hypnosis and why we're here today. So, tell me a little bit about what's going through your mind. What are you feeling?
Oh, okay.
What is it that's going on behind all the preparation?
I'm pumped. I'm ready. I think the waiting has actually been harder than the actual day coming. I want to get out on stage. If I could this very minute, I would want to do that. I think just the waiting was the hardest thing, but now that the day's here, I'm excited and I'm pumped. I'm not nervous about me going up on stage. I'm ready. I feel like it's like the pivotal moment, and I'm ready.
That's an interesting feeling. I'm sure, like many of us who have been here, who've done it, who've been that first time, we remember our first times pretty clearly, most of us. There's a lot of emotions that we go through leading up to the moment. And I'm sure you've had those as well.
Yeah, are you talking about as far as feeling nervous and things like that?
Sure.
Oh, gosh. There is so much work that goes into it. So, for example, I tried to write my pre-talk, and I wanted to tell my story, but I found out that a stage hypnotist is much like a conductor of an orchestra or a coach of a sport team. People don't come to see the conductor or go to see the coach. They go to see the team. They go to be entertained. So my pre-talk was far too long, and it was more about me. So I had many people to help me. Mark was extremely instrumental. Read over my pre-talk several times. Read over my induction. Helped me out with my skits. People have listened to my story. They know how I got started, watching Richard's YouTube videos and things like that. But now it's kind of metamorphosized into something so much bigger. I'm almost not even... I really don't know how to explain it. It's something that I thought would kill me, having breast cancer. And I thought that if I did survive, what am I going to learn from this experience? And I've learned so much, and I've just grown because of it.
One of the real opportunities for us here in watching a new performer is to see ourselves in that process, to see the things that they're doing that are special, that are theirs, that make them different. You know, when we first start out, we often emulate other performers. We find those things that have worked for them, and it's the challenge of breaking out on our own. And I think that's one of the things that you and I discussed, Silvia, about making that happen today. And you've got some things that you're bringing to the stage tonight that are your own, that are fresh and new. Let's talk about what the creative process is and what you had to think about, and some of the things that you were challenged by.
Okay. One of the things that I was challenged by was that I wanted to write my own material because I didn't want to emulate someone else or steal someone else's skits. However, there is a reason why hypnotists use common scripts and skits in their show. What I did try to do is take some skits and put my own Italian, Sicilian, Gloucester twist on them. So you have that to look forward to. So it's not a completely different skit, but it's a spin-off of an old tried and true one. There are a few that way.
So, as I said, we're about 3 hours from showtime. Get the performer's feeling about it. It's exciting to be able to be here, to be part of that, to be in the deal. Catch you in a little while. Hey guys, it's Mark here. We're just about showtime. It's at the Cape Ann Cinema Theater. I've got a special guest with us here today. Say hi to our special guest.
How are you? We are 2 minutes away from showtime.
So,
2 minutes away.
We'll check in a little while, catch some of the show as we get it on here. But we're ready and ready to make this happen. So the girl is ready.
All right, let's do it. Oh my gosh. Don't you fall over. Hey ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? Good to see each and every one of you. Thank you so much for coming. Now in a few moments you've got your main act. As you know, Silvia is backstage, the Tiny Trancer. I want to let you know we're in for an awesome time. A phenomenal show is about to take place in just a few moments. Now I know that you guys have come out to show support, show love, and we, from the bottom of our hearts, all appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we are about to have a wonderful time, and I'm going to keep this very short. I've known Silvia actually for not that long, probably for just over a year, and I've never seen anybody in my entire life that's gone from zero to hero the way she has.
1, 2, 3. I gotta tell you, you do that one more time. I gotta tell you, I think that's a winner right there. You can take a seat. Thank you very much. He is amazing, and he helped save my life.
What do you guys think?
Fun.
Fun?
Yeah, it was fun.
First time you saw a hypnosis show?
In a long time, yes, yes. Is it the first time you've seen one?
Yeah.
What
Yes.
do you think?
It was funny.
What's your name?
Emmy.
Emmy.
You were very entertaining.
Thank you.
I think it's on your birthday.
What do you guys think?
That was good.
It was awesome.
Oh no.
I wish I could have gotten into it. I was too nervous, I think.
Too nervous?
Yeah, next time.
It's after the show, and I'll tell you what, we're here with what I couldn't put to the front end of the show. I'm going to introduce you to a surprise. Hey, Silvia. Say hello, Richard.
Hey, how are you guys? Just had a great time tonight, had a good show. Silvia had her first ab reaction.
She didn't know it happened.
That's a bragging rights right there. Some people die for those things. You had it, it's great.
And we have Debbie.
Hi guys, love you, Sylvia. She did awesome.
Peter Waite's been on film.
Hi. And of course, we have the star of tonight's show, the Tiny
Oh yes,
Trancer.
I got coconuts.
You got coconuts.
Where are they?
We got to see Peter's
I've seen your
coconuts.
coconuts before. Just keep them in there.
I'm just banging 2 coconuts together.
So anyway, it was really an interesting first show. There's things that we're going to talk about here tonight, and I want to get the performance reaction before we get too deep into it. What's your first thoughts here, kid?
I am exhausted. It was awesome. It was fantastic. It flowed really well. I was a little nervous that a lot of people didn't volunteer, so I waited, command and control on the stage, and more volunteers came up, and I did it. I can say I'm a professional now.
Yeah, you did it. What was different from what you thought it was going to be like, and what was the same of what you thought it was going to be like?
What I thought would be the same is me enjoying myself, really showing my personality. The only thing I can think of that's different is coming to my mind. A lot of it was...
The timing thing was different than you expected it to be.
Oh, yes, it flew by. I thought that I was going to fit all the skits into it, and I didn't do five skits. It was so fast. I don't know if I talked fast or not. I'm not really aware of that. I did notice that when I was talking, when I thought I was talking too fast, I slowed down a little bit. To myself, when I was behind stage, I started to get nervous, and then I thought, I do this for a living anyway, meaning like talking and teaching and getting up in front of people, and my family didn't come out to see me fail. So it was a nice first experience working with people who I actually knew. They came out to support me. I had a couple people drive 200 miles just to come see the show.
That's great. That's great. You know, one of the things I think that's really interesting is the fact that it's not often that the person who did the training, the instructor, is there to see the first show. And I'm sure you haven't had a whole lot of opportunities. But as an instructor, what were you feeling? What were you seeing?
Well, you know, it's a very proud moment, obviously. You have a sense of protection. You want to make sure the show goes well and step in where you feel you need to, you know, just kind of nudge it along. But all said and done, you know, a lot of people don't ever get to this point. They don't actually get on stage. You know, they take training, they don't follow through, they don't take action. Sylvia's an action taker. She took action, she booked the venue, she got on stage. I saw the paycheck just now, screenshot the paycheck, and it's a payday. You know, made money, successful show. The audience loved it, people were laughing, and of course it's a great, you know, it's great because that's what you hope for everybody, and there's only a small few that actually ever achieve it. Even though some of these instructors out there will tell you otherwise, no, there's a small percentage that actually make it. Sylvia's one of them. Very proud. It's awesome.
One of the things that struck me was the way the audience really embraced it, because there were a lot of people there who had seen hypnosis shows before. Some of the people I spoke to after the show were really impressed, and it's not the kind of experience you would expect from somebody who's coming out the gate the first time. And that's the part that's really interesting to me. Watching it, being there to see how people were responding, how a newcomer could take that whole process and get into a set and get into that mindset. And there's so many distractions out there, and just walk right through there. You know, everybody thinks that it's really easy to become a stage hypnotist. There's guys out there who are training people and they're not doing the work. But this is an opportunity to see somebody who really did the job. She got out there, she got her training, she did what she had to do. And you know what? When you look back on that first experience, you think about your first show. For those of you who've done a show, you remember what that's like and you remember where that came back to. So the bottom line is that if you're going to go into the business of hypnosis and stage hypnosis, train with somebody who knows what they're doing, who's out there, who's doing the gig. But more importantly, if you're going to pay for the money to get it done, do something with it. Go ahead, make it happen, or get out of the game. This has been Hypnosis Hangout, and remember to marshal the power of your mind.